Everybody wants to make more money, get a raise, start a side hustle, get a promotion, make six figures. But what if I told you it's not more money? You don't need more money. Some people make $50,000 a year and they still build wealth, while other people make $250,000 and they stay broke. Because it's one simple thing: wealth is not created by income. Let me say it again: wealth is not created by income. Wealth is created by margin. And if you don't understand margin, you'll spend your entire life chasing bigger paychecks while never getting ahead. In order to get ahead, you have to get below. In order to get ahead, you've got to live below. A few years ago, I started paying attention to businesses, not just social media businesses, but real businesses, companies that survive recessions. And it's really something I've been doing all of my life. But if you look at companies that survive pandemics, that survive supply chain problems, you start to notice something. The strongest companies weren't always the biggest companies. They were actually the companies with the most, you guessed it, margin. Because when sales dropped, they had margin. When expenses increased, they had margin. When competitors struggled, you guessed it, they had margin. So what is margin? Well, and maybe you don't fully believe me, let's go back and study GM in 2008. And so GM is a company that's near and dear to my heart because I'm from Indiana. And a lot of jobs in Indiana are tied to General Motors. In fact, when I was growing up, right as I was, coming out of high school, you really had two choices. You could either go to college or you could join General Motors. A lot of people just a generation before me didn't need to go to college. All they needed was General Motors. In fact, my brother has spent the majority of his working career at General Motors. But in 2008, one of the largest companies in America, General Motors, collapsed. And again, General Motors is General Motors. Maybe you got to be from the Midwest to truly understand what I'm talking about. But General Motors put food on the table, working in the factory. Oh, you got a good job. Oh, you done made it. General Motors is not a tiny startup. General Motors is a behemoth. General Motors sold over 8 million vehicles globally and employed hundreds of thousands of people and families just like my family. But on June 1st, 2009, they went bankrupt. General Motors went bankrupt. How? How could they go bankrupt, Stephen? Well, I'm glad you asked. They had revenue, they had customers, they had factories, employees, but what they didn't have was margin. And this is the biggest thing you need in your finances. It's margin. You know what car company didn't go bankrupt during the financial crisis of 2008, 2009? Ford. Why? Because 2 years earlier, they had borrowed billions of dollars. They even sold or borrowed against their iconic Ford logo, all their assets. They put them up and got a loan against them. They borrowed billions of dollars. I think it's to the tune of $25 billion to ensure. What were they trying to do? What were they trying to ensure? They were trying to ensure that they had margin in case of something unexpected. General Motors, they made it through the financial crisis, but they made it because they received a loan from the government. Ford made it through the financial crisis because they had margin. So what is margin? What is this thing you keep saying? Well, I realized that what is important for big corporations is also important for everyday people when it comes to their finances. If a billion-dollar company needs margin, what about you? Margin is cushion. Margin is room. Margin is a little bit of space for what could happen. And if a billion-dollar company needs space, needs cushion, needs a little room for what could happen, what about you? Have you ever sat on a chair without cushion? Come on, if you grew up in a black church, you sat on a chair without cushion. You sat on one of those metal chairs. And how uncomfortable is it? It's like, okay, you can make it. You can deal with it. But how much more comfortable is it to be sitting on a cushion? How much more comfortable is it to have a chair that has a little cushion on it? Oh, it's so much better for you. And your life also needs cushion. Your life needs a little comfort. Your finances need a little cushion. So I want to tell you today that you don't just need income. You need margin. You need cushion. You need space. You need room for the unexpected. All right, let's get into it. 3 things I want to talk to you about today. Number 1, most people confuse income with wealth. Yeah, that's what we do. We think income is wealth. We think a good job is wealth. But we're confusing stability with wealth and longevity. Some people think if I could just make another 20,000, everything would change. But what usually happens is income goes up, spending goes up, car payment goes up, vacation budget goes up, restaurant budget goes up, subscriptions go up. Then 6 months later, we're right back where we started. You're right back where you started, making more, but keeping the same or less. The book of Ecclesiastes tells us whoever loves money never has enough. Not because money is bad, but because if your spending grows with your income, enough never arrives. You don't need every dollar you make to look successful. Having wealth is having money growing for you that you don't spend until eventually you can't spend it, not because you're no longer around, but because it's growing that fast and your mindset is no longer focused on consumption. Income, listen to me good, is not wealth. It's how you use the income. It's how you use it. That's point number 1. Don't confuse income with wealth. Come on, we're moving fast today. Number 2, margin is what you need. Margin gives you room. Margin gives you cushion. Here's something I've learned as a business owner. Stress doesn't come from working hard. No. Stress comes from having no room. No room in your schedule. No room in your finances. No room in your business. No room in your life. When your checking account is down to the last few dollars, everything feels like an emergency. The transmission on the car goes out. That's an emergency. The water heater breaks. That's an emergency. Your child needs something for school. That's an emergency. But when margin exists, when you have a little breathing room, those same situations become inconveniences instead of disasters. And that's why Proverbs says the plans of the diligent lead surely to abundance. Because when you're diligent with your money, when you're diligent with your income, you create margin, you create space, you create cushion, and margin gives you options, and options will give you the space to have some peace. Come on, look at your neighbor, if you have one next to you, and say, I need some margin in my finances. Type it in the chat, say, I'm going to put margin in my life. I'm going to put some space in my life. I'm going to put some room in my life. I wish people would get this. It's so important. You've got to have some space. You can't spend everything you make. Come on, number 3, income. Come on, income is not better than stewardship. This is where people start to get uncomfortable because everybody wants increase. Everybody wants to shout increase. We want to pray for increase. We want to preach increase. We want to talk increase. But few people want to talk stewardship. Few people are saying, Lord, give me stewardship. No, we want to pray increase. The prayer from the prophet sounds wonderful when it's talking about increase. It doesn't always sound as pleasant, or you rarely hear it when it's talking stewardship. We pray for bigger opportunities, bigger contracts, bigger business, bigger blessings, bigger, better. It's going to be big. It's going to be great. But what if the lesson isn't increase? What if the lesson is management? What if it's stewardship? Jesus said that if you're faithful with a little, now that's going to qualify you. That's going to promote you. That's going to push you. That in itself is going to increase you. Increase doesn't increase you. Working with little, faithful with little, faithful with a little bit. Now I can trust you with much more. Notice he didn't say those who earn a lot. That's not what he emphasized. Oh, if you make a lot, then I can give you more. He says, no, if you manage well, if you steward well, there is a big difference, because if you can't keep $100, $1,000 is not going to fix it. If you can't keep $1,000, 10,000 won't fix it. If you can't budget with $100, automatically you think you're going to be able to budget with 1,000. If you can't budget with 1,000, I just need 10. Every time you add a zero, it's just giving you more to mismanage. Don't you see? If you don't manage well the $100, you are not qualified to add another zero. And so we keep adding zeros, forcing the issue, but we haven't fixed the root. And so we keep getting the same fruit. We keep coming up short at the end of the month. We have to learn that the problem isn't always income. Sometimes it's stewardship. Isaiah 3:10 says this: you will eat the fruit of your actions. And what Isaiah is dealing with in that verse, and how he's talking to God's people, trying to get them to understand some things about your actions, whether you're righteous or whether you're wicked. And who are you listening to? Who's teaching you? Who has your ear? Dr. Darius says whoever has your ear has your future. But you've got to know that it ain't just increase. It ain't just name it and claim it. It isn't just we need a promotion. It isn't just I need a bigger house, a bigger car, a bigger paycheck. It's that I need to manage faithfully. I need to steward faithfully what I already have, what I've already got, what I'm already in charge of. Can I steward that faithfully? Can I handle this dollar well? The next dollar that comes into your life, will you handle it the right way? If you don't handle the next dollar well, you'll be in the same position. $100,000 a year, still not enough. $200,000 a year, still can't make the numbers work. $1 million a year, still seems short. You got people on social media, you got athletes saying 100 million really ain't that much money. I really need $1 billion. I really need 100 billion. I really need 1 trillion. It's never enough when you don't learn how to manage it well. It's never enough when you don't learn how to steward it well. It's never enough when we're not wise with what we already have. We're so focused on consumption. We're so focused on, I need more. I got to consume more. That's going to make me happy. That's going to fulfill me. But what if it's not? What if you're not fulfilled? What if you get a cookie and want another cookie and want another cookie and you're still hungry? After a while, you've eaten so many cookies, all you're left with is a tummy ache. No nutrition, no value. You did a bunch of consuming and it resulted in no benefit for you. So we've got to get real. Income is not wealth. Income, it's not better than stewardship. And margin is necessary. You must learn how to have cushion, space in your life, in your finances. So before you get into another side hustle, before you jump into another business, before you go asking for another raise, another promotion, ask yourself one question. How much margin do I have? How much margin am I creating with every dollar? How much cushion, comfort am I creating with every dollar? Or am I spending it all? If I'm spending it all, I'm sitting on that hard surface with no cushion. I said this at the beginning, and if you've made it all the way to the end, I want to tell you this. You only get ahead by getting below. You only get ahead by living below. What does that mean? Why must I go down to go up? I want to go up. I want to get ahead. And what I'm telling you is you have to go down. The Bible says if you're humble, if you lower yourself a little bit, get a little low, in due time, there will be some exaltation. You will be raised up, but it'll be in due time. And that due time can't even start until you get below. So what does that mean? In order to get ahead, you have to get below. If you want to get ahead in life, if you want to get ahead in your finances, if you want to get ahead, you got to learn how to live below your means. Living below your means will create the margin, the cushion you need. It will never be income. It will never be that you've made more. It will always be that you've managed what you've had. I hope this hits you the way it hits me. This is revelation for those who don't understand it. It's not more. It was never more. It was always managing what you have well. Pastor Andre, my brother, my pastor said it like this. He told me this on a car ride in late May. Yeah, the grass might look greener on the other side. It might even be greener on the other side. But you don't get greener grass by jumping to the other side. You get greener grass by watering the grass you currently have. You get greener grass by stewarding what you already have, the grass under your feet. Because if you get to the other side and you still don't know how to manage grass, your grass will no longer, in time, it won't be green either. And you'll be looking at another yard and another opportunity and another situation, trying to keep jumping fences, trying to keep jumping to the other side and never learning the principle that you've got to water your own grass. You've got to steward your own bank account. You've got to create margin in your own finances with your current paycheck, with your current circumstances. More is not going to get it done. More income is not the answer. More stewardship is. This is your boy, StephenMotivate. If this bless you, send it to somebody else. I want you to do one other thing, and that's to stay motivated. Peace.